If you deal with creasing under your eyes, listen, you're gonna crease. You don't have problem under eyes, you don't have concealer that always creases. Creases crease. But what we can do is use brushes to help us get to the closest thing we can get to a creaseless under eye. So one of my favorite concealer brushes is actually the setting brush from Real Techniques. It gets right under the eye and it's really nice and comfortable. It's also amazing for powder if you want to have a second one for that. But one thing I think people really sleep on is removing that excess product that gets in the crease. And for that, I like a little brush like this. I'm gonna get right into that little crease. I can set this eye as is right now, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I grabbed a little bit of One Size powder. This is the peach color, and see, it's beautiful. We've already blended out any creases. The brush did what it was supposed to do. I think I used a sponge for a little bit, but mostly I stuck to the brush. Now I'm gonna show you this by layering. If I add some extra concealer, you'll get a little extra coverage, but notice how I'm putting it below that little crease. Now I can use my bigger brush for something like this so I can really just blend in place, blur those edges, but I can use my little brush to slowly bring that up and also pick up anything that didn't need to be there. Okay, smooth out around it, remove the excess, and set with your powder. Now, the kind of creasy under eyes that I have to use a puff to really press the powder in there, but I also do have oily skin. If you have dry skin, you can get this brush for literally $1 at Miss A and just go in and grab the powder and just press it into your under eyes. Or if I want more coverage or a longer lasting wear, I actually set with a pressed powder first and then I go in with a puff to make sure that I'm double set. And this is what it looks like once the rest of my makeup is on. Now, for full transparency, normally I will color correct or I'll go with a concealer that's closer to the shade of my skin to color correct before I go in with a brighter color. But the way that I actually set my under eyes is this way. It'll only change if I add a pressed powder first. Still gonna get hit with that One Size setting powder or any setting powder, but specifically the One Size setting powder, just because I feel like that's the one that helps me stay creaseless for the longest. Every other one is gonna break up a lot sooner, and that's just the tea on that. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules.